presentation today is about controlling a light. The most powerful tool I have in my studio and on location is a gridded strip box. Big softbox. This is a 1x4 strip box. Now the strip box, that egg crate, controls the way the light falls. So it doesn't just flood the entire place with light. So for me, with a gridded strip box, I have an infinitely variable light source. Available light. Everybody loves available light. Looks good, looks cute, but I do not have control. Boom, there we go. Now the beauty of that gridded strip box is, it's not a hard light source. And that's the beauty of working with a gridded strip box. I have soft light on my subject, but I can really infinitely control the light on my subject and the background at the same time. Here I moved it even further away so that the background is really dark, but his face is lit up. And just notice that the light on his face is soft. It's not a hard light source with hard shadows, but yet there's a fairly distinct gradient from light to shade. So here we go. Profoto B1 bounced into the studio. So big light, soft light. Looks kind of like the available light, but there's one advantage. I control my settings. So I have control of my depth of field, the shutter speed, etc. I have the control. I can even move the direction in which I bounce the light to subtly get different shading in my subject. Beautiful, soft, even light. Looks awesome. But then I moved to a big 3x4 softbox. Soft light, but now I'm starting to get that light fall off. But there's no grid in the softbox, so there's minimal control over what the light looks like. Looks good, but then gridded strip box. And instantly I have that dramatic light, yet soft. Now watch what happens here. I rotate the softbox like this, I swivel it like that. So at the moment, the top end of the softbox is there. So it's like a spotlight that comes from above. But I can now swivel it subtly down, 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 until the point where the light is even with the face. There you go. You can see the light comes from a little bit above. You can see the light's now a little lower down. The light on her is subtly different. And here I move the strip box all the way down so it's parallel to her. So this is typically how it would work in the studio with a model. I kind of grab the one end. So instead of one static setup, which we normally would do in a studio, I can now have, again, infinitely variable change to the light source. And you can see the background here, the light in the background is just subtly different. And if her movements expand, I can just pull this thing back and get more of a light, or I can rotate it to light it from top to bottom. So with a gridded strip box, if I have it horizontal, I get that light with a very fast, rapid fall off to the bottom. But if I rotate it at an angle, I get more light, more light, more light. If I do it completely vertical, have a strong light, feet to top. She's very athletic, she works out, so she's ripped. And you can enhance that look on her. Again, with that same effect there, there's the 1x6 strip box. I mean, that looks good. 1x6 gridded strip box, and now I can always scallop it this way around. And I had it a little higher up because I wanted a light fall off down there. Now his body is rotated into the light, so the light comes from here. What happens is the light skims across his body, and boom, lots of muscles. But the light skims across, and then I have him turn his head a little bit into the light, so we have short lighting. And then just a little bit of a little Rembrandt triangle there. Now watch as he turns, what happens to the definition of his body? It's gone, because now he's flat lit. I didn't move the light. He changed his position. Still the short lighting in his face, but his body is now flat lit, broad lit. You cannot light somebody and not pose them. You can't pose somebody without a thought to what you do with the lighting. That really goes hand in hand.